Hey, how you doing out there? Welcome to the McManus Webcast here at SuckItUpUSA.com. It is Wednesday, December the 5th, and I'm here with my good friend Lonnie Marts, former NFL linebacker for 11 years, 2 with the Jacksonville Jaguars. We were teammates for, about 2 games, I think, in 1999. Welcome, Lonnie, to the webcast.
Yes.
Again.
Thank you.
How are you?
This is great.
You're all color coordinated.
Hey, well,
where were you at a Nike camp? Weren't you at some kind of camp with?
Just got back.
Did you?
It was last night. And actually, the night before. But last night was something else. But so it's good.
Good. You learning techniques, networking down there? What are you doing?
A little bit of networking, but it was a youth football camp for AYFL.
Okay.
And it was held at Austin Tyndall Park, and so we got a chance to. I guess days that the kids are off, they wind up coming out and they get a little bit of agility work. Right. And so that's what we took them through. Some agility stations, not too difficult, but took them through. Just trying to introduce the product, brand the Spark product. So.
Good. Very good. Lonnie, of course, is owner of Godspeed Elite Sports Performance right here in town. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes. We'll take a look around the National Football League, including the hometown team. Tragedy struck in Kansas City. You have played for that organization. The Hunt family. The gun control, it's the brain. It's, people are people. It's tragic. Let's pray for the victims. Let's pray for the families, and but just what a tough thing to go through as a team, as a player, as a organization.
Yeah, and I think about the fact that Cornell and the
Pioli.
Pioli. They talked to him.
They tried to talk him out of it.
Yeah, and obviously the young man thought that what he had done was just not reconcilable.
No,
and so
right.
he goes back and he takes his life, and I'm thinking, man, that's tough, and he left a kid behind, a little bitty baby.
I know.
That's hard.
Too, and obviously it's just a matter of timing and circumstance, but when he saw the police coming, I think he also realizes, what am I going to do? I'm done. There's nothing I can do. I'm sorry. I'm not going to where they want me to go. I'm not doing that. I'm assuming, it's just a shame. Romeo, very, I don't want to say distraught, but very emotional. He tried to talk him. They tried to talk him out of it, but obviously he was a troubled man, and that was a troubled relationship. And I guess, Lonnie, the lesson in all of that is if you're in a troubled relationship, you need to get out. Yeah. You need to get out, even with the child. You can work that out with the child. Hopefully, that you can find some common ground, but get out of that situation.
There's a lot of things that go on, and I think it's drawing to light right now. So much more is involved with players outside of playing the game. We tend to look at players and say, hey, why isn't this guy playing as well as he needs to be playing, or what's going on behind the scenes? Some hide it well, some don't. Right. But it's coming to light right now that there's a lot more things that they're dealing with other than just being on the football field.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, they're human. We're human, and obviously being in the National Football League, that brings a lot of attention. Speaking of players, I got a ton of respect for him, but why is Tim Tebow on the front cover of our sports? He's not playing. He's not what do you think they should just give him the start because he's coming back to his home? This isn't high school. It's amazing the way people think around here. Like, oh, Tim's coming back. Oh, you should start him because his family's here. What are you talking about? They're trying to win a ballgame. I'll tell you this, Rex. I think you should go with McElroy. Forget Dirty Sanchez. You know what you get out of him. I think you go with McElroy and give him a shot. So that's just, my 2 cents.
Uncensored.
Yeah. What do you think of that there?
I don't know. McElroy got the start last week. Well, not the start, but he came in. But he's the guy that's in there, and he's got a little playing time, and that's what you went with. Go back with him. I thought Tim was the second stringer.
But he had broken ribs now.
And I don't know if those are healed up yet. So you got to go with my man. Yeah, you got to go with my man that came in, McElroy. And I don't know, Tim, great player. I don't know what's going on. Yeah. But it doesn't look like they're going to let him play quarterback.
Then get rid of him or use him. I still think they're misusing him. I'd just get him on the field. Forget QB. Just get him the ball.
Yeah.
Come up with some plays for him. Let him and Sanchez be out there at the same time.
Right.
I'll tell you what, short yardage, as former linebackers, he's 6'3", 245. He'd be a load on the goal line in short yardage.
And he runs hard.
And he runs fast.
Hard. So, I don't know. You're right. I don't think they're using him properly.
Yeah.
I put him in that Dallas Clark.
Yeah.
I put him on the wing.
Run routes. And I would throw that in there.
Yeah. I mean, it's just the fact that he's on the field, he's a threat.
Exactly.
And so somebody has to cover him. And if you don't,
only the real good cover backers would be able to take him one-on-one.
Probably, but
he's pretty quick.
But then once you got a hold of him, he's going to get you the first down. He probably will. He probably drive or drag a couple people. So I honestly would get him on the field just for we got another threat.
Right.
The more threats you have, the better you are.
How about him out of the backfield, running an angle route? I see that, here he is as a fullback slamming. Next thing you know, you sneak him out to the flat. Next thing you know, you do the angle route. He's wide open over the middle, and that big truck coming at people.
Upfield.
Yeah. They need to
north and south. He's a north and south runner.
He is.
Easily.
So don't make him a QB. Who cares? But get him on the field, and more than just freaking punt protector. I mean, give me a break.
Aren't they paying him a great bit of money?
Yeah, they took over his rookie deal. So
that's
you know
what, he could possibly get out of there and just have so much more life left in football just because he hasn't done anything.
No, right? Yeah, true.
It's a shame that you would have him sit there.
Right.
I'm hoping he wanted to go there. You wanted him there, and now what was the deal?
Right.
I can't understand why you would have him come as a quarterback and sit him.
Or not even get him in there at all.
I can't understand that.
Woody Johnson, the owner of the Jets, saying he wants McElroy over Sanchez. So I think Rex is on. I think when it's all said and done, Rex Ryan's going to be on the hot seat of all the coaches that may be let go after this season.
Well, the Ryans tend to full steam ahead.
Yeah.
If I run over a couple people, not a problem. I'm not going to be sorry for anything I did.
Right.
I gave it all I got, and that's the way it is. So that being said, he may get let go, but he's not going to say, I don't have any regrets. I just let it go.
Yeah.
And so right now,
I guess you go dirty Sanchez. I wouldn't go Sanchez. He's done. I mean, they figured him out.
Well, Sanchez. Remember, Sanchez was told by Pete Carroll, not to enter. Yeah. Take another year.
Yeah.
And he thought it was because Pete was being selfish.
Right. Pete was going to Seattle.
Pete's like, no, you need this. You need this education.
He only had 1 year starting. Right.
I think it may have hurt him.
Yeah, maybe so.
It may be coming to pass.
Yeah, well, we'll see about that. Speaking of coaches, Gruden shooting down the University of Tennessee, but came up this morning, Gruden to Oakland, back to Oakland. Rumor now. He hasn't said yes or no yet, but that may be a job he'd be interested in getting back into.
Yeah.
I love him in the booth. I think him and Tirico are phenomenal.
Right, yeah.
They're the best.
He does a great job of explaining exactly what you need to know, and he's doing it from a guy who literally was on the sidelines, and I'm talking to you just like Madden would.
Right.
So he's bringing out the finer points of the game. So, going back to Oakland, I don't know, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe he misses something there.
Yeah. I know you're a lot like me. You're always giving adulation to individual performance. It's amazing what Calvin Johnson is doing in Detroit, although their team's not doing that great. He's on pace to break Jerry Rice's single season. They think he might get to 2,000 yards receiving. No wonder he's called Megatron. And Adrian Peterson, had a buck 30-something last week. Off the knee, off the ACL. I've had one of those. That's incredible.
But you know how it just from my standpoint, I know these two guys work extremely hard in the offseason. Yeah. And they never rest on the laurels, and they may have down years at times, but when they hit that field, you better be prepared every time you step up against them, because they may put those kind of numbers up every time they touch the field, just because they know what they've been working on.
Right.
And so, your hats off. You would say Adrian Peterson, he's going to put those numbers up every chance he gets, but he had a knee injury.
Right.
Yeah.
Like 7 months prior to the season start.
Right. Can he really get back and take that pounding and do that and be the same guy? But obviously
he had a run last weekend. They had him almost stopped. and the guy it looked like he was like within touching distance of him, and he took off down the side. Nobody caught him. I'm sitting there going,
game's over.
It's 2:30. He's 2:30. That's Freddie T. That's the Fred Taylor that we used to watch.
And we've seen him. We've seen guys like that run.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing like there's nothing like reaching out. He's right there, and then all of a sudden he's
smell you later.
What did I do? Did I stop running?
Yeah, right. No kidding. What happened there? Lonnie Marts here with me, former linebacker, mate, 11-year NFL veteran on the Tom McManus Webcast, also owner of Godspeed Elite Sports Performance, and it's always fun talking ball around this time of the year. I sat here with Mark Brunell about a week ago. It was so refreshing to hear that a quarterback feels like the rules for protection are a little bit out of hand. There's the inadvertent hits. The Ed Reed, he mentioned Ed Reed. He's like, that's ridiculous. I mean, guy makes a play. There was a play Monday night. I mean, the guy ducks. What are you gonna do? Are we just supposed to let him go? Just be like, hey, go ahead. Oh, you caught it. You might as well score.
Well,
the hell.
Here's the other thing that I'm looking at, and I'm hearing it from both sides. You're a little too protective. Now you're taking way too far with protecting everybody in the game. But at the same time, I realize, and I don't know if it's the way guys are made or the training or it's just the bigger bodies, but there are a lot more guys being carted off or at least brought to the locker room for concussion testing.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking in my head, why do you have to take them to the locker room now for the concussion testing? Because you were testing them on the sidelines before.
Right.
Is there something that we shouldn't see or we're not supposed to see,
or
what?
But not giving them a brain scan. I know that.
No. They take them back. They take them back and they do the exact same thing.
They do the same thing, right?
So, I don't know if it's
good point.
Now you're looking. It's it's too much in front of the public eye.
Right.
But there are a lot of guys going down with concussions, and my wife mentioned this. She said there are a lot of guys that are like out. They're out cold. They're not.
No, I know.
Boom, and kind of stagger into the sideline or get to the sideline and take the helmet off. Yep. They're out right there.
Yeah.
So I don't know what is going on, but
I have a theory.
It's probably
I do. I have a theory, and I've talked about it before. But before I say it, Heinz Ward says take the helmet off. Make them play in leather helmets. That'll stop the. Guys do launch their, face first to an extent.
I could see that, but the problem would be
break guys' faces. You guys get whacked, right? You smashing orbital bones left and right.
Yeah, the pads crossing the nose and the chin, jaw. It just wouldn't work. But if there's some way that you can keep those heads out of it,
I think, I alluded to it about a week ago with Brunell. He did. I said, what's the biggest difference? He said, the athlete. They're bigger, faster, they're stronger. Because I don't know how they're doing it. I'm not insinuating anything. I said, well, I'll insinuate for you. I know how they're doing it. But with that being, I think there's a lot of truth to that. All these rules, all this protection, and all this, can we you know what, NFL, you want to stop all this? Test them for growth. Make sure the testosterone testing's harder. Right now it's 4-1. Anybody can beat it. What do you think these tricep and bicep and chest tears are coming from? And Achilles tendons are younger. They're too overloaded. They're too bulked up. They're too built. We were big guys, but we weren't shredded. You weren't shredded. I wasn't shredded, but you were a big guy, strong, fast, and could play the game. But today, Lon, they're like,
ripped.
Playing ripped.
Yeah.
I think there's something to that. I think if you really wanted to stop these violent hits, it's simple math to me, or physics, however you want to call it. If I'm 6'2", 250, and I run a 4.7, as opposed to if I'm 6'2", 250, and I'm running a 4.5, there's a big difference in my impact to lay the wood.
Oh, yeah.
Especially in the open field.
In the open field.
Because I'm coming even quicker and harder, and guys aren't afraid to hit each other. No. They're trying to hit you like we always hit. You try to take their head off. I want to knock them out. I want to hurt them.
Especially when they know they've been working all year long. Yeah. They're a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
Hey, this is what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
And so you get those good shots.
Hey, they're huge. They're adults. You put whatever. That's up to you. You want to just be careful later. Nobody knows the future of that stuff. And I'll tell you what. I'm always honest. I probably would have gotten on it if I was playing, but I'm glad I didn't. Because they don't know the future with that stuff.
Right. And I wonder, what are we going to see? because it's always the
guys die young that play in the NFL. They're dying in their 40s all the time, Lonnie. They're dying in their 50s. They're having heart conditions.
Could that be a problem with the concussions and the things that we're seeing going on? Maybe
I think it's all wrapped into one. And guys stop taking care of themselves after they're done playing. I mean, they just do. Yeah. And then you get heavy, and then next thing you know, you're swell, man.
Yeah, whatever.
You're swell. All right, Lon, let's get into the Jags. That stunk. Look, I mentioned this doing a webcast on Monday. I am so disappointed in the defense. Where in the hell is this defense? They were top 5, 6, or 7 last. Where'd they go? Are they not what? They have the same people pretty much. They've added a couple. You got the same coaches.
Maybe you don't adjust well.
Do they not? Well. I mean, I gotta believe they care. They want to win. They want to play well.
I believe so. From what I saw of the game, the running backs just ate them up on the ground, and the
guys are getting blocked.
Yeah, they're getting blocked and
they're not getting off blocks.
Yeah,
tackling's not good.
And just for those of you who don't understand, what's happening defensively, you say, well, the guy getting off blocks, really, what is that all about? You think about being blocked. If you're 250 and you're being blocked by someone who's
at least three, yeah.
And then you have a running back, he could be 210, 215. And he's running full speed, knowing that as he clears this offensive lineman's block, there may be an arm, there may be a shoulder, but I just got to run through it. And you can't get off a block as a 250-pound linebacker, or you're going to stick your arm out there. It's coming out the socket. And so you have to be able to get off blocks and position yourself squarely to take on runners.
You either got to stuff the hole, so he can't go in that hole, or you got to get off a block and make a play. And that's D lineman, that's linebackers, just very disappointing. I tell you, every one of them. I tell you, Lonnie, every game, including against Buffalo, you don't hear their name. You don't hear any names. Who's making the plays? You hear Puzlesny's making plays. You hear the DBs because they have to make plays. Russell Allen's been making plays. C.J. Mosley's been making plays. On occasion, Mincy, Knighton, on a very rare occasion. Alualo, I never hear his name. Branch, I barely hear his name.
Well, that's the deal. Those guys up front. Everything starts up front.
No, I know.
Everything starts up front. So if there's no holes to run through, or just say we take that same running back and he has to all of a sudden sidestep a guy so that he can get through the hole, makes a big difference on how fast he comes through. So if up front you're not getting into your gaps and making it tough for a running back to run downhill, or having a linebacker to get off a block and make a tackle, a solid, firm tackle, it's going to be a tough night. And so that's obviously what was happening, because I saw a lot of running backs getting into the second level. And so that was tough. So.
And once they get to the second level, like you said, they're gaining 7, 10, 15, 20. They break it for long gains all the way to the house, what have you. I mean,
and that's when we see the safeties and corners dive at the legs, it's not a good thing.
What do they only hit them when they're not looking? Is that what it is?
That's what it seems like. That's what it seems like. So, but it wasn't good for defense, and I don't know where they've gone, but I also know this: it's a little bit different when you go play in wet, cold temperatures.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got to suck it up and get that thing done.
Well said, Lonnie Marts. Well said. What do you think happens at the end of the year here in Jacksonville? Do you think?
It's going to be a cleaning of house.
I think so.
Cleaning of house.
Coaching staff included?
No, I don't know about coaching staff. Okay. I think the coaching staff is going to maybe make 1 or 2 changes. But the players, they're going to reevaluate, and they're going to reevaluate after they reevaluate to see who honestly deserves to be here and put forth an effort. Consistency is going to be the thing that I think Malarkey goes for now. Adding a couple players that he believes will make us a better team. But I think cleaning house, because she's not seeing it.
I tell you what, build up front. If you had a better O-line, a better D-line, you'd be way better off this year. I think you can win with Henny. I think he'll hang in there and make all the throws. I think you got to give him time like anybody else, and I think you can win. If you have a high pick, I wouldn't go QB. I'd let Gabber come back and maybe bring in another vet or a young kid to compete. But Henny would go in. They compete for it.
I believe Henny.
Build around it.
I believe Henny's solid.
Yeah, me too.
And so if obviously the way he stepped in, he's going to have a little bit more understanding through the spring, and then coming into the season, receivers will be have worked with him for a while. And they're going to get their game plan down, and they're going to understand the teams that we played last year. We know we're up against mentality-wise, personnel-wise, and so we know how to take advantage of that. So it'll be a better game plan when you go through, but you still need those players that are willing to play and be performers throughout the year.
Absolutely.
So we'll see. Absolutely.
Lonnie Marts with me on the webcast. He's co-owner of Godspeed Elite Sports Performance. Check him out online, GodspeedEliteSports.com. Whether you're a young athlete in your life trying to get him or her better for their sport or multiple sports, or you trying to get in good shape. I posted earlier on Facebook, one of the keys to happiness is physical fitness. It makes you feel good, gives you confidence, gives you a positive outlook on life. And Lonnie and James Coleman, man, they do a great job getting you in shape, and not just physically, but mentally and emotionally too.
We're trying.
How was that, Lon? Was that pretty good?
That was a pretty good commercial.
I think so. You can use this. I'll send it to you.
Hey,
all right?
Great.
Take it right away. There you go. Lonnie Marts on the webcast. Make sure you check out our sponsor page, please, at suckitupusa.com/sponsors. Some of the best businesses right here in town with more to come. All you got to do is click on their logo and go right into their respective business. An honor to have all of them on here. Hug the ones you love. Tell them you love them, because you never know what tomorrow's going to bring. And we'll see you next time right here on the Tom McManus website, Tom McManus Webcast at suckitupusa.com. Thanks, Lonnie.
Thank you, Tom.
Have a good one, everybody. We'll see you next time.